What's up, guys? We are back for the second backtesting session of the day. Um, I am going out in a bit, so I just wanted to get some backtesting in before I go out. Um, yeah, and plus, Loki, I have a lot of time right now, so I might as well just keep grinding. Okay, so we're gonna continue off from the last video. We have now entered February, so oh shit, this is from my private backtesting. We have now entered February, so hopefully, why is this not? Hopefully, price action is a bit more clean, um, or more tolerable. I can't say that word, but hopefully, price action is a bit more clean, and I'll be able to take more trades. Um, okay, so Monday we have Monday news. That's actually pretty interesting. And based off higher time frame analysis, like I was so tripped up before I recorded this. I thought that this was where we were, but we have this humongous New York opening gap. And we have this really high daily S&T. So I am just based off that pretty bullish. And I do like using New York opening gaps as drawn liquidity. I think I said that in the last video, but you guys probably did not watch the last video. So what I would want to do is probably resweep um this intermediate low and then enter this more discounted gap for longs. I am bullish. I do want to fill in this New York opening gap. And that would be like my overall idea. I do see us like potentially sweeping this high, this 15-minute high inside of this New York opening gap because I could use this as a P area, and then we do have like this low resistance on the 5-minute, so I could see that also playing out. But for now, I'm bullish, so just keep playing. Okay, we swept this 15-minute, and that's not really an any P area that I would take um a short off of. I don't really like that as a key level. We technically are inside of this 5-minute, but honestly, like overall, I'm more bullish, so I'd rather just wait. Um, so I did say that the only scenario I would short was if we were to sweep out London inside of this New York opening gap and then displace through here with lower resistance liquidity. Um, and then we also do have these draws right here. This, I could see this playing out pretty, like, I just don't like the fact that it kind of took us a while to get down or through this gap. But I do see this playing out. 9:30 opens. We create this 9:30 low as well, which I can use that as like a pretty short-term draw. And then we also do have accumulation. Um, so I think in order for us to push higher in this New York opening gap, we are likely going to manipulate lower first prior to going higher. So I think this is honestly a good play, short term, with my break even going to be this internal low. Sorry about the background noise. I'm gonna put my um My stop there. Or actually, sorry about that. Um, take this. Stop at this order block. I would want to see this flush to my TP. Did this close? Oh, this didn't even freaking close. Fuck me. Um, now it closed. This is gonna be a really quick break even. And this fucking risk, oh my days, that's actually atrocious. I would have to go break even. I might just do an extendo clip to this as my break even point. Um, is there like a gap anywhere? Because I feel like, wow, this stop is humongous. Um, yeah. Okay, we're gonna break even here. I did want to break even on this internal low, and ES does look like, yeah, okay. Okay, can we potentially? Fuck me. Okay, another break even, but that's fine. We also have 10 a.m. news coming up, so I guess didn't want to get caught up in all that. And I was leaning more bullish on the higher time frame. So maybe we create a news candle. That's actually quite unfortunate. Okay. Now what are we doing? We swept this intermediate low at 10. Um, Technically manipulating lower. This is going to be a 2-minute gap. Remanipulating inside. Remanipulating these lows. We might be entering this more discounted gap. SMT as well. That is actually super fucking annoying. Like, that looks so odd. Fuck me. Was there an opportunity that I missed there? Not really. Okay. Well, that was a Drake candle to the upside. Potential generation. Like at this rate, the only thing this was the only short I think that was, or the only trade that was valid. Because now like my draws are just kind of like not shitty, but I would have to wait for a potential retracement or to push us higher. I don't know what the chances are of doing all that. And okay, moving on to the next day, Tuesday. 10 a.m. news. 10 a.m. news on the daily. I think we've completely filled in this New York opening gap. And then looks like we are still leaning more bullish because we did respect this gap, but then we're also inside a bearish 4 hour. I think for this day I would have to be more reactive. because we're inside conflicting 4 hours. Right now, we're displacing from this 4 hour. So currently I am leaning more bearish. Looks like we're also respecting this 15-minute as well inside this market maker sell model. And then we also have these stacked low resistance 15-minute lows. News at 10, gotta keep that in mind. Potential sweep of this internal low in order to push us lower. Swept that out. Okay, maybe even a resweep of this external 15-minute high. Um, well, I was gonna say if that was an SMT, not really, no. And then this is like I would want this to get swept out first before I take a mech model lower. So unless we do that right now, which we did. But then news is really close now to 10 a.m. news. And then we did just sweep out. I don't know, this is like the most premium gap for shorts inside a bunch of, not a bunch, but a good amount of imbalances. Okay, I'm just gonna wait for news. It does look like we want to continue bullish here. I'm gonna look at previous day high as a drawn liquidity. This looks so odd. We are also in this premium gap. I would want to see like if we displace above it here. It looks like we're about to close. That's my news candle. Swept out previous day high. Now we're inside of this fresh hourly. Oh no, we're not. Potential retracement to it. Swept. Mech is now invalid because we already displaced lower here. Looks like we might just accumulate for the rest of the session. Okay, next day. That is quite annoying, but that is okay. Okay. Again, we this SMT is, I feel like it's still warranting a really bullish move. On the higher time frame, we filled in this 4 hour and then it looks like we're ejecting off it. This is a similar situation to the day before, but it really looks like we're just very bullish. We have these equal highs on ES, and then that could, because it looks like we might just go for them off open. But if we don't, we rebalance, I'd be more interested in taking longs. If we potentially rebalance lower, 8:15 news, and we also have 10 a.m. news as well. So, yeah. Wow, that just looks atrocious. 10:30 and 8:15 is already swept. Swept that out. Okay, we swept our final draw being Asia, and then we could still be going for previous day highs potentially. But now I'd want to see a bigger displacement lower. And 10 a.m. news as well. It looks like, damn, we have no solid key levels. We have this SMT inside of the gap. That's pretty important. I think this might warrant a move lower here. 10 a.m. news, better drop right now. That inside of this 15-minute gap, higher time frame SMT. Closing right now. Okay. I just want to see like some type of gap we can play off of here, but it doesn't really look like we're getting much opportunity for any continuation moves either. Nothing yet. Is there like a gap to play off of? Nothing yet. Nasdaq is just looking really atrocious here, unfortunately. Again, no gaps I can really take trades off. If we re-entered this 15-minute gap, it kind of looks like we just want to retrace and take out um this 10 a.m. candle, but we probably won't get tagged in here. Still nothing. No gap that we can play off of. And now we're just taking the freaking piss. Okie dokie. Another no trade day, which is quite unfortunate here. But damn, price action has not been looking too dandy, considering we are in February. I would ideally want to see it to look a bit better, but it is what it is. 4-hour time frame, we are rejecting off this fresh 4-hour gap, warranting a move higher. But then on ES, we kind of already took out our major draws here. I can see it potentially rebalancing to this fresh hourly. This could be sponsoring move lower. I would have to wait and see. I guess I am leaning more bearish because it's higher time from SMT. I can see us perhaps rejecting off this 15-minute to push us lower. And then if ES taps into that fresh hourly, that's going to make a bigger SMT for us to sponsor and move lower. And then, like I said, 8:30 news. Can't really do anything with that either. Off open, we manipulate this 15-minute leg inside of this 30-minute. And then if I want to take a long, it would have to be from here, but I just don't really like our draws on liquidity We could take this, but on ES it does look like we just want to. We swept out this high, this London session high, and it kind of looks like on display slower here. So I'm more interested in taking shorts rather than longs. Holy fuck, bro. That's actually cookeroonies. Okay. Um, no key level for us to take shorts from if I wanted to, and it kind of just looks like we wanna. What do we do here? We have this SMT instead of this 30-minute. We could potentially be doing the thing that I wanted to, which is just continue our bullish move. Consequence neglecting this. This is actually mad annoying. I don't know why it's like that, but okay. This is what I'm seeing. We have a 5-minute continuation long. Potentially with zero gap. Zero gap. Is there a gap on the 15-second? I'm not gonna take a 15-second long. Okay. Again, no key level to take shorts from. Unfortunately. Restart. Okay. It still kind of looks like we're displacing. Most of I didn't even notice that. SMT. Comics we're just displacing higher here. Swept out this slow in order to push us higher. 10 a.m. is about to open. 10 a.m. does. Manipulates lower. Um, Lower. We're about to close this. Manipulates lower inside its gap. Resweep of this gap. On ES. We manipulate this low, and then do we have a SMT? It just looks like we want to be more bullish here. 10 a.m. Doesn't really do much except, I guess, manipulate into this gap. And then this would be high resistance, so I'm targeting high resistance with this long. And then the draw on liquidity is already swept, so I can't, like, I'm not really interested in taking this as a Longington. Okay, well, we just swept all of our draws out here, tapping into this. Or not tapping into this, but we swept out all of our higher draws. Resweep. 4-minute to target. SMT as well. This would be a mech short on the 32nd. Do we like from my perspective, we don't really have any more draws higher right now that we can go for. Um, we are just creating a pretty big SMT. I think this would be like a relatively safe. Like I would probably have to. Would that'd be my break even technically? Resweep of this high inside this gap. This is the manipulation leg. This is the highest time from this manipulation leg. SMT inside of a gap as well. I could see this playing out, but this is like most likely just gonna get break even for a mech short right here. We just target a 1-to-1. My assumption is like we've already swept out all of our bullish draws. If I want to see us continue higher, I would want us to generate first, and also rebalance. This would be the new 5-minute. So my break even spot would be, no, not this one. This would be the new 5-minute. So I want to see us rebalance first prior to pushing higher. Break even. Okay, that was instant TP. And what can I assume? I can assume that we're probably going to tap into this point before pushing higher, perhaps? Holy, what are these fucking Drake candles, man? That was a Drake candle and a half. It's either we manipulate into this 5-minute pushing us higher, or I still believe we can get a continuation short. Because we do have like this SMT, not this one. But no, technically we didn't even need to go for all of these. Okay. Just gonna play it out and see what price looks like from here. Condition wise, we're technically still in this 1 hour. I would want to see us like inverse some sort of gap, but there really isn't a gap for us to be inversing other than this 5-minute. That has SMT on it, my internal low. We are respecting this 5-minute in order to push us lower. What is our draws on liquidity? All of our draws right here has been swept out. Looks like we're reacting from this sweep. Then we have this 5-minute that's sponsored by this sweep in the hourly. But the thing is, like, all of our draws right here have been swept. And then higher time frame on ES. I could see us playing lower here. I just don't like how we've already swept out these draws. Like, this would be the thing that I would target. It looks like we might just be. Wow, that was actually unreal. I was considering a short. We rebounced that and then we just Drake candled lower. Drake candle lower towards this sell side. And it's gonna be 11 real soon. So let's move on to the last day here. I don't think this is too long of a recording, 30 minutes. It's not too bad for 1 week, but this week has been pretty booty, if I do say so myself. I'm really hoping that going into the next, hopefully the February 2nd week is gonna be more ideal for us. Yeah, we have 8:30 news. That was absurd on the higher time frame. Again, just reacting from this sweep. That's all I can really say for the daily. On the 4 hour, just looks like we're continuing higher. We're respecting bullish PD rays. There's no really, I guess this would be an order block. Disrespecting bearish. And now we have like a really wonky candle that we would have to target. So these are our data candles right here, data wicks. Can I potentially see us, like the thing is though, if I want to take a long towards this data wick, I want us to rebalance into some sort of gap, and there isn't a gap for us to play off of, so damn, so we just bum rush straight there, and then we have this higher time frame drawn liquidity, which has not been swept out yet. Now it's been swept. Mech part 2. Are we inside of a gap? We are inside of a gap. Do we have any gaps to target? We do. Am I really going to take two 30-second mechs back to back? SMT as well on this internal low. Our drawn liquidity would be, oh, we have a 930 wick right here as well. And we have our data low. Resweep of this high inside of higher time frame gap, and we just swept this out too. I could see this playing out, but like, am I really trying to take a mech long here again? This would be my break. I'm just not gonna. I do want to take it, but at the same time, this looks kind of sus. I would have got break even. Unless we're just generating liquidity. For potentially to push us higher, what can we possibly be going for? I feel like our draw is already swept on the higher time frame, unless there's like some draws. Guess like these could be draws, but I wouldn't really say these are like things I really want to go for. Until we get like a higher or a bigger retracement here. Holy fuck, that was a freaking monster of a news candle. We just like previous day low. That was actually a monster. Um, Resweep of that low? Potentially? No. If I want to take a mech, it would be from here. Are we inside any higher time frame gaps? Tap into this fresh 4-hour gap with. Did we seriously generate equal 15-minute lows? Really? We have SMT on the previous day low. We have an unmitigated 5. This could be warranting a move higher. Wait for this entire thing to be inversed here. It was inverse there. Break even spot there. SMT. I actually do think this is valid. Previous day low. The only thing that's kind of pissing me off is the fact that it's showing that we made equal lows, but I do like this closure. And then this is like a solid. Why does it kind of look like we're creating trend line liquidity here? I do like this closure. I like the fact that we reswept this low, and this is a pretty strong close. So for a mech, it's not too shabby. I am gonna take this. Damn, 2 mechs in 1 week. It's not the worst thing in the world, but what can I assume? We do have a draw of. I completely forgot about this draw. I really gotta be marking this out. Am I gonna hold until here? Probably not, because there's always a chance like if we want to go lower, we tap into this and push lower. But I don't really see the reason for us to go lower. Considering the fact that we just tapped into this fresh 4 hour gap, swept previous day low, this should sponsor a move higher here. So I am gonna enter this. Make sure, yeah. And um, okay, that's my break even spot. I do only want to target a 1-to-1 though. I have a slight feeling that we're just gonna get break even here. Okay, that was our break even, and that's quite unfortunate. Do I see us pushing lower here? Probably not, because we don't really have a draw. So even though we're creating this low resistance liquidity, I don't really want to short from here. I guess like the only draws I would see like this intermediate hourly low, and we're rebalancing this range with the SMT, so this could be a potential short here. Okay, never mind. Um, damn, what are these like wicks? These are insane wicks. And that's our final draw. And I am low-key not willing to take a trade after that. Anyways, recap of the analytics. 75% win rate. Holy. 9 break even. I feel like I'm breaking even a bit too much. But this is what the stats are looking like for the February 1st week. I'm pretty sure this one should have been a W. This one not really. This one protected us. This one should have been a W. And yeah. This is what January looked like from the previous videos. Um, Honestly not my greatest performance, but I think given the fact that we have relatively shit PA, I don't think it's that bad. This is probably my last backtesting session of the day. Maybe I come back at night and I backtest some more. But I gotta be studying a bit more for my engineering courses as I haven't started yet. And it's now 2 weeks into the term 2 of my third year. Um, Also be applying some co-ops as well, unfortunately. But I'm gonna try to make this work before hopefully I enter that co-op. If I do get a co-op, hopefully I do. At the same time, I would ideally want to become profitable before I get the co-op so then I can just stack my bread. Um, we'll see though. Okay, catch you guys in the next episode. Maybe one tonight if I'm feeling frisky. Probably tomorrow though. Sayonara.